If you're searching for a way to toughen up the presence of your 2011 through 2021 5.7-liter Toyota Tundra, this Corsa Performance Sport single-side exit exhaust system with the twin black tips will be a good-looking and well-built way to do it. This will be great for the Tundra owner who wants a mild system that's going to bring some more aggressive and deeper notes out of the V8 without being overbearing, getting itself a 3 out of 5 on the loudness meter, with 1 being stock and 5 being wake the neighbors loud. Along with wanting quality sound for your truck, the sporty touch of the black dual slash cut tips will be up your alley if you want a more muscular feel for your Tundra. Corsa's street profile will offer a great middle ground of depth within the tone of the system and a moderate amount of volume, which will be great to turn some heads and still remain comfortable in the cab area while you're driving. Now, while you're cruising at low RPM or coasting on the highway, it is going to simmer down and won't bother you thanks to having no drone. Now, it will have a bite to it at takeoff, and when you do get on it, you will be able to notice the sound in the cab when you're driving. For the enthusiast who does want to hear it, just doesn't want any unwanted frequencies to annoy them. The appearance will be just as good as the sound, with a larger tip outlet at 4 inches, a double wall design adding a beefier look to the exhaust, and that black really makes a statement if you want a tough yet finished appearance. The piping will be 3 inches in size, which is a pretty significant bump up in diameter compared to factory, but keep in mind that this will be a single system compared to the factory dual, so it will open up space for good exhaust flow, just in a different way, which will help alter the sound. Now, that piping and the rest of the system is made of a 304 stainless steel, which is very rust resistant and will hold up in nearly every environment. The tips on the back will be made of a 304 as well, just with a black PVD coating, which is physical vapor deposition. It's just a fancy process to create this coating here, which is a step further than a lot of the other more basic processes for powder coats and such. They are going to have a very deep black appearance, they'll have that polished appearance, and a chip and peel free build to maintain this look even in harsh conditions, again being a step up than some other more basic processes, and as you can see, they have a really good look to them. Now, this will come in at about $1,800 and is one of the pricier systems on the page, but considering all that I just told you about the quality and the build, the long-lasting features, and a solid sound profile, you can see why it costs a little bit more than some of the other entry-level systems. Now, not only will it be made of a premium 304 compared to 409 or aluminite steel, but you're also getting, again, quality sound with little to no drone, no rasp, and it is going to have a pretty mild volume, making this system very well-rounded with what it brings to the table. Now, again, I think if you're looking for a sharp sound and appearance for your Tundra, you really can't go wrong with this system. Install will be a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. It's going to come with everything that you need in order to install it, all of the clamps and hardware, factory style and located hangers, so it'll be pretty clear cut, probably take you about 2 or so hours to get this installed with no modifications or cutting. However, at this point, we can head over to our shop, check out a detailed breakdown on how you can get this onto your Tundra at home. So that's going to wrap it up for my review. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, you will need a couple of impacts, 14 and 15, and in our case a 17mm socket, a hanger removal tool, and also not shown here is a pole jack and an extra set of hands to help you with your factory setup. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing an exhaust on our Tundra, but before we get started we're going to send you to watch a quick video on how to remove your factory setup, and we'll see you when you get back.
Alright, so before we can get started installing our new exhaust, we're going to go ahead and get our factory one off. We're going to show you how to do that while keeping our factory pipe intact. Obviously, if you plan on never reusing your original equipment, muffler and exhaust pipe, you can just cut it and make it a lot easier to remove off of your truck, to be quite honest with you. But this is a fleet vehicle, so this installation is not going to be permanent. So we're going to show you how to get it all out in one piece. So let's go ahead and get started. One thing I would recommend doing before you get going here, let your exhaust cool down if you've been driving your truck, and also get in there with some lubricating oil and spray up the little rubber hangers. That'll make popping those metal hangers out of the rubber a lot easier. All right, now to get started, like I already said guys, I'm gonna make sure everything's cooled down. This first 2 bolts that we're gonna take out are right by a catalytic converter, which gets really hot. And we've been letting our truck sit for like an hour and it's still pretty warm. I also recommend having eyewear and some gloves while you work with your exhaust. Exhaust pipes tend to have sharp edges to them, not to mention the surfaces being hot as well. So let's go ahead and get these out. Our factory bolts are 14 millimeter. All right, same 14 millimeter socket for these two bolts as well. Now we're gonna have a total of 4 rubber hangers like this, guys, and to be quite honest with you, if you're trying to keep your pipe intact like we are, you can do these in any order that you want. We're kind of doing it the way it might be easiest for us to demonstrate for you. So we're at the one that's all the way obviously back here by our spare tire. And you might see a little bit of wetness here on the rubber. I sprayed some penetrating oil on there earlier just to let it sink in. That makes these coming off a lot easier. All right, guys, now this is the 4th out of 4 rubber hangers. So obviously once we pop this one loose, you gotta make sure your pipe is supported in some kind of way.
All right, guys, welcome back. Now that we have our factory setup off, it's time to start going on with our new system. Now, the first step is going to be our 2-to-1 pipe for our mid pipes. So what we're going to do first is line up our new hanger rods with our factory isolators, and then get our flanges in position. We'll get both of these lined up. Get these in place. Then we're going to grab our factory 14 millimeter bolts. You want to make sure your flanges line up pretty evenly. So. Get these reinstalled. We'll get our other 2 in as well. One of ours is not a factory 14 millimeter bolt. That's just because of many previous installs. This one's gotten pretty worn out. Now once we have all of our bolts in, we'll start tightening them down. We'll start with our passenger side flange. Now again, this one up top isn't a factory bolt, so we're using a 17, but should be 14 mils for all of your factory hardware. Now we'll tighten our other flange, again with our 14 mil socket. Next, we can install our muffler. Now we have a pole jack over here to help us hold this in place. We're going to grab one of our provided clamps, slide that over our slip joint, Get our muffler into position. Now once you get your slip joint started, make sure that fully seats. Next up, we've got our muffler outlet pipe. So once again, we'll grab our clamp, get that over our slip joint. We're gonna line our hanger up with our factory isolator and our slip joint with our muffler outlet. Get this over the axle. We'll do your slip joint first, get that started. Now we can get our over axle slash outlet section on. So once again, we'll grab a clamp, we'll slide that over our outlet pipe. We're gonna send this over our axle. And we're also gonna line up our hanger rod with our factory isolator, as well as our slip joint. You may have to work your isolator around a little bit, get it to line up. Make sure that seats. Now we can install our dual outlet tips. So we've got our clamp, put that over our slip joint. Our tips in position. And really how you want them to sit is up to you. You're gonna make them nice and level. And once we have them in position, we grab our 15mm socket and tighten down our clamp. Now once you've got everything in position, you want to go through real quick and double check to make sure nothing's going to hit or rub. Once you made sure of that, we can come back and tighten down our 3 clamps with our 15mm socket on our impact. Now we'll get our over axle clamp with our 15mm socket. Next we'll get our muffler outlet clamp. And finally our muffler inlet.
So that is going to wrap it up for my review and the install of the Corsa Performance Sport single side exit exhaust system with the twin block tips, fitting all 2011 through 2021 5.7 liter Toyota Tundras, and you can find this right here at extremeterrain.com.